When nights fall and nobles sleep in Herod Hall, when dreams descend like winter rain, I stay up late. I eat the Danes. Welcome back to our D&D session, where we last left off. An excellent question, to which nobody knows the answer to. Not even me. Just kidding, I remember where we left off. It's good. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Oh, hang on. I can't hear shit. Ah, yes. Gabe has metamorphosized into, cicada. Also, my mic is not showing up. What the fuck? Alright. Hello. Okay. Perfect. Slide to the left. See if that helps. Alright, there we go. Crystal clear. Gabe, you alive? Oh no. The ovens killed him before he could finish his sentence. All 5 of his ovens killed him before he could finish his sentence. Oh, now he's a cicada again. Yeah, you're better now. It was good. We're just waiting on at least one other member to show up. And it'll be fine.
Ava's cooking pizza, I guess.
Yep, that's Ava for you. Oh, she's a cook. She's a killer cook. So where we last left off, Slinky found a bear, and then he followed the bear. He didn't find the bear.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Attacked by a wolf.
Where we last left off, hang on, I can play the video back on my stream to figure out because I don't remember where we left off.
I just gotten back to camp. I think we stopped there.
Alright, well, I guess we're about to find out. That's not it. That's not the last session. Shit, I have to update this then. Welcome to getthatbread.biz. That's my best intro. This is art. Stay fresh, cheese bags. All I see is in our last session there's like 3 rolls from Gabe. Oh god.
I think you were, I can't remember what it was. Maybe, wait, 3 rolls from, oh, dexterity saves for bees, maybe?
Bees. I need the bees.
Normally when I just, I just have strings of numbers like that, it's probably because I,
You want bees.
points
Yeah.
at the same time.
So many bees. Roll 5 dex checks to see if you can catch 5 bees to be full for the day.
Slinky doesn't need rations, ever.
All he does is eat bees.
And Tiny keeps insects for him. So cute.
She keeps catching bugs and feeding them to him. Good morning, kings and queens. Let's get this bee. It's even worse because I just refreshed my Tumblr And I thought it said, yes, English can get bread. It says, yes, English can be weird.
I refreshed my Tumblr, and the first thing that... Oh, this is not what I want. And the first thing that I got was this.
Oh no, I'm scared. Before acting in Star Wars, Harrison Ford had never seen a Star Wars movie. Huh, I wonder why. That's a... Whew, that must be a big disqualifier, huh?
Yeah. Sorry. So I DM'd for the first time this week.
Really? How did it go?
Good, I think. We only had three players because the other two couldn't make it, and I can't talk very well.
It's fine, I mean...
Well, it's like when I think we took like 5 minutes to start because I was just psyching myself. It's like, come on, it's not public speaking. You can do this.
Nah.
Otherwise, you get the first page written out and ready, and then
Everything after that doesn't even matter.
yeah, it's like, oh, where's I had like a map of the ship, and it was like, where's our equipment? And I'm like, I didn't put that down, so I'll just say it yonder over there.
That was me. I had a cute little notebook full of the campaign written down for you guys. And then, I got to that one part where Ava's like, well, it looks like we found out where her writing started again. I'm like, bold of you to assume that anything after, you guys solving the town criminal issue was written down.
Okay. No, I had like planned the first dungeon was escape from a prison ship. I had like the map and kind of like where the guards were, but otherwise I was like, well, because I was supposed to work on it the afternoon before. It's at night, so I was supposed to work on it in the afternoon, and I just ended up watching like 3 seasons of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Whew, I didn't grow up on Star Trek or Star Wars. I grew up on Powerpuff Girls.
I grew up on that too, but my parents watched Star Trek at night, and when I was old enough, I was allowed to also watch it.
God, I never touched Star Trek. The first Star Trek episode I watched was Trouble with Tribbles because my biology teacher made me watch it.
Serious?
Yeah, she was like, "This is a lesson in population growth," and I'm like, "What the fuck it is?"
I don't know. Actually, I don't really like the original Star Trek that much. Since I grew up on the Next Generation, and when I say I grew up, I mean my parents were watching it, rewatching it, and I watched it for the first time.
I never watched Star Trek, but here's what I can tell you about my biology teacher. She had the fucking phrase above her door.
The what?
The whatever the Star Trek phrase was, it was like above her door.
Live
Go.
long and...
Yeah, live long and prosper. And if you thought that was bad, when you walked into her room, Gabriel, I want you to picture walking into a typical science lab classroom, right? You've got the tables, you've got like little gas valves and stuff, you've got the teacher's desk in the corner. Now, I want you to picture that Gru vomited all over this room. I mean, there are minions fucking everywhere. I wish I still had the pictures. She had those like wall stickers. She had them all over the cabinets. She had stuffed minion toys, a minion hat.
Oh my god.
Her picture on our school website was a minion, and I hated it. I hated every moment in that classroom.
I would have thrown myself off the window.
It was all Star Trek and minions, and I couldn't handle it. It didn't help that she hated me. If you were not on a sports team, then you were not one of her minions.
Sports. Wait, do your schools have sports teams?
We do, but we only ever recognize one of them, which is our football team, which hasn't won. It has won one game this entire year. we have clubs, but they are entirely sustained by students and teachers that like the clubs.
Yeah, no, there's absolutely no clubs here. Zero. Like, every student just kind of like goes to school, goes to class, and then leaves, and then does whatever at home.
The way that our teams work is we have it recognized that we have like soccer and football. We've got the cheer team. I think, do we have a baseball team or a softball team? I don't know. We have color guard. And, cheerleading and color guard go to all the football events or whatever. Um, Actually, I don't think color guard even does that. I think it's just cheer. But they have like competitions and stuff. And so there's one person that runs all the funding, and all of the funding goes into the football team, and our football team sucks. So we might as well not have any other sports.
I think we at some point. Oh, sorry. After I left, because I've graduated by now. After I left, we did get a futsal team.
Oh.
I don't know if do you know what that is?
Nope.
Futsal. It's Oh god, you guys call it soccer, and I hate it.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Indoors. Like the field is, I think the field is slightly smaller, and everything's indoors.
Oh.
It's grass. It's like, let me see if I can find futsal, because it's on football, which is soccer for us, and sal, which is kind of like sala, which means room. So it's like football inside.
Oh, basically inside soccer then. Okay. That makes sense. I have no good memories of sports. Literally none. I used to play um, flag football and full contact tackle football. That was fun.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, basically, Gabe, it's the sport that causes like all the brain injuries because Americans are stupid and don't think that it's unsafe. Where we wear helmets and we throw a ball. I think it might be rugby, yeah. You guys might call it rugby.
I think American football is just rugby for us.
It's like full contact rugby, though, where we just
That's
tackle each other.
Well, to be fair, I did kickbox for a long while, so
Yeah, it is rugby. We
I'm
call
not
it
exactly the
football.
poster child for good, good cranium health,
Neither am I.
and I got punched in the face a lot.
I distinctly recall getting nailed one time in the face with a volleyball, and I just remember it breaking my glasses.
Huh. I never broke my glasses because I never wore them to sports.
I played kickball, got nailed in the head with a kickball. I stopped playing
What's kickball?
football. Kickball is basically you take those rubber, like stereotypical dodgeballs. Now you put them on the ground and you pitch them to each other and kick them around a field like baseball. But it's just a rubber ball and you can't use your hands except to catch it.
So I don't think I have equivalent for that, honestly.
It's baseball on the ground.
We don't really play baseball over here at all.
Yeah, no.
I don't think I've ever seen a baseball diamond in my life.
Be glad.
We play something that's, I mean, like when I was playing tennis, we did something that was kind of like baseball, except with tennis. Hey, Queen. Hi.
Hi, Chloe. Hello.
I feel insulted.
So, anyways, Gabriel, the reason that she had minions all over her classroom and Star Trek was because the teacher next door had his entire classroom decked out as Star Wars. And when I say decked out, I mean he had a miniature cutout, like life-size cutout of Yoda in his classroom. I don't know, how tall is Yoda? Okay, we're looking this up now.
Knee high, I think.
How tall is Yoda? He's 2'2".
Yoda's like the size of a backpack.
I don't think it matters. Gabe is right. Yoda's the size of a backpack. He is 2'2".
Because
which would put Yoda at, I believe, under a meter tall. Because a meter, I think, is 3 feet.
Meter is 2 feet 3, I think.
Oh,
Or
so
2 feet 6.
he's just under a meter then.
Yeah, which makes him slightly taller than me height.
Oh, I
Especially
thought you were about to say slightly taller than me.
to you. I'm trying to find a fucking
Reference image.
Yeah, no, like I'm like riding on oh god, I
Yoda, I am. Beginning your session, I will.
Oh, there we go.
What? Nothing's loading on my screen.
That's the size of Yoda.
What strong muscles you have. Be your sugar daddy, I will. DM this session as Yoda, I must.
Oh god, I can't do
Yoda killed him before he could finish his sentence.
I can't do like imitations and shit. I really wish I could.
Well, now that we have everybody here, where we last... Honey, you've got a big storm coming. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. Ava's gonna send out another doppelganger, and she's gonna have this whole thing planned, and then Katima's gonna roll a natural 20 and fuck up everything.
Oh no, I know what she's talking about. Pretty sure you just said Amanda was going to hate you, right? Yeah, pretty sure I know what you're talking about.
It is bold of you to assume that I don't hate Ava already.
What?
No.
I mean, you didn't tell me like concretely, but you told me
Just remember who controls who lives and who dies in this session, Ava. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It wasn't just the saying it, it was the reiterating it and realizing that I'm right. And what
if
who
you kill off Slinky, Tiny won't be happy.
I thought Gabe said if I kill off Tiny. I'm like, if I kill off Tiny, this campaign's basically over. You've lost the plot. The walking plot is gone now. If Tiny you know what? That's an interesting point, you know. Perhaps I should make that your main objective.
That's how you flip on the essential NPC switch. Scanta.
Or maybe I should make that your main objective, to protect Tiny at all costs.
That's already Slinky's objective.
Slinky loses his tail in the Great War. a children's book. Slinky loses his tail in the Great War.
I mean, there's no official lore on it, but I'm pretty sure he probably could kill it back slow. But it's take like instead of like taking weeks like normal lizards do, it probably take like years. He doesn't have that long to live. He's gonna make it to 60, and that's if like.
Slinky is immortalized as a god like Shaggy.
I mean, if someone could do it, it'd probably be Tiny. Slinky wouldn't object, especially if he got the split by.
I just looked back at the previous session and I saw 3 rolls in a row, and Gabe and I were trying to figure out what it is. And we're pretty sure that they were all dexterity rolls.
It's 5.
Was it 5?
No, it's like I can look at the dice roll chat.
It was probably... Ava, don't bother, don't bother. We are confident that these rolls were all basically Slinky catching bees to eat. Anyways, I think we're ready to get started. So, where we last left off, Slinky went to follow a bear. Didn't find the bear.
Found his friends.
Yeah, you found something, alright. You found a very angry wildcat and a very disturbed, I guess is the word, wolf. And then you peeled the hell out of there when I think that cat finally learned how to open a door.
No, you said he was too dumb to open the door, but he still went back because he left, like, Tiny alone.
Yeah.
Ish. I mean, she's sleeping with Larissa.
Well... I knew it. I knew it was coming. I was just waiting to see when. She's sleeping with Orissa, that whore. Alright, so... well... So, where you last left off, y'all were taking a nice rest on a mountain on a way to find a phoenix, and Slinky got distracted by a bear. Sariel is not waking up. She has joined Zap Zap in the nap pack. Yep, Zap Zap has been unconscious for several days. This is unfortunate.
I keep it on my PC, so even then I can still sometimes manage to lose it.
Alright. Well, while Ava tries to locate her character sheet with minimal success, Slinky,
Yes.
You are the first one awake.
Fair enough.
So you open your big wide peepers and you look out at the world, and on the edge of the rocks you can see that the sky is pink, the clouds are still purple. It's a brand new day and everything smells good. I know what your next question is going to be. How good? Edible good or...
How did you know?
I know you by this point, Gabe. I'd like to think I know you.
Where's Tiny?
Gone. No, I'm kidding.
I would be flown across the Atlantic, Amanda.
You can't make perception checks while you're sleeping.
Oh, Tiny. It's a peeper. It's a peeper.
Anyways. What the fuck?
Oh, they're adorable.
Anyways. I should have made you an underwater town to live in, Ava. In our sweet little Minecraft world. What?
Leave this open?
Could have played
Because
as
we're leaving.
Okay.
You can't lock yourself in. How are you going to know if anything happens? The dog got to let you know, man.
She barks.
Exactly.
Loudly.
But why? She's not going to bother you.
Okay, the point is it's open.
And there's also the evil merfolk. What's their name? Not evil, but like monsters. What's their name?
Sirens.
No, actual D&D.
Oh.
It's like right on the next page of merfolk. Like if you're at the monster manual and you turn the page. It's right next to it.
Oh. Alright.
Well,
So,
anyways, where's Tiny?
Tiny is still cuddled up with Orissa.
Okay, at least you say.
Yeah.
Do I see any signs of our last night visitors?
What, Ava? Oh, well, okay.
It's Arissa.
I'll tell you where you're not. No, the way that it happened was at some point, Tiny started moving around in her sleep, and she ended up scooting up between Alouette, but Arissa's arm was still around her, and Arissa, like, knew she was there subconsciously, and so she kept scooting with Tiny, and so Alouette and Arissa are kind of, like, close to each other, and then Tiny's in the middle between them, like a child sleeping between their parents.
Even though she's probably older than all of us.
Even though what?
She's probably older than all of us, isn't she?
I have yet to figure that part out.
Okay.
Bold of you to assume that I have finished developing my own characters. Ava, where's that gif again? Hey, it's bad writing. It's free real estate. It's free real estate. Oh my god. Anyways, so yeah.
Okay, so do I see any recent signs of our late night visitors?
You don't need to roll investigation. You can clearly see that there are paw prints from where what looks like a big bear stopped right next to you while you were sleeping in the night and sniffed at you.
So they came back.
Maybe. Maybe,
No.
maybe.
Were the prints there when I went to sleep?
No, of course not.
He came back.
Maybe. Is Slinky smart enough to realize that, though?
No, he's a dirty fuck. Wait, no, he. Okay, like
He
the survivalist. So yeah, he knows that.
he knows. But does he understand? He's smart enough to realize that, but is he smart enough to think about it?
Well, at least it wasn't a wildcat.
Hmm. Huh.
Did the paws lead anywhere?
Yeah, at some point it turned around, and you can see that there's deeper, jagged claw marks carved into the side, the flat cliff side that everyone's sort of huddled against.
He climbed it?
Well, why don't you roll investigation now?
Well, why don't I?
Why don't you?
I don't know. Because let's see. Let me worst in this. What's my investigate? Wait, sorry. Did you say that what?
Investigation?
No, no. What the Ava just said. No, but before that, you said something something that is also a homosexual. What was that? Oh, you mean Detroit became human then? That was a Detroit joke.
It's free real estate.
Real estate. Oh my god. The game. You know?
No Detroit become human?
Yeah.
Don't bother, Ava. Just spoil it for yourself. Just watch a playthrough. It's so good.
I've been in a way, like, I've been on a, what's it called? I've been reading a lot about it.
You've been hyper fixating on it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No, well, yeah. Don't deny it, Gabriel. We all do it. He can fuck off. Anyways, Slinky investigates the claw marks and he finds that they are not one set of claw marks, but two. And yeah, the bear did manage to climb its way up, but it looks like it fell at some point, rather painfully.
How the fuck did we not? Oh, I'm gonna follow wherever the tracks lead. By the way, how the fuck did we not hear that? Who keeping watch?
He rolled good stealth. Yeah.
They're all asleep.
Yep, they're all asleep.
I want to follow those tracks again.
Alright.
I'm good.
Alright. So, yeah, you notice that there's two sets of tracks, and one of them is like significantly smaller than the bears, but there's still some pretty big paws.
I mean, Slinky has like claws too, so that's no big deal.
So, you decide to try and climb up.
I want to follow the tracks, though.
Roll acrobatics.
Well, actually, that's not bad, is it?
Oh, that can't be that bad. Looks to stats. Oh.
Did you mean athletics?
No, I meant I know what I said, Slinky.
Oh shit, I'm gonna choke if I'm not careful.
Then perish.
Oh my god. You don't need that. Without me, Ace would...
Without me, Ace would ace killed him before he could finish the sentence.
He should. He should, because honestly, that's 14 plus 2.
Huh, Aaron, I'm trying to get a new dad, but I'm dummy thinking the clap of my ass cheeks keeps making him worry about me. That was in no way that funny. That was not funny at all. I don't know why I'm laughing. Holy shit.
Oh, God, Ace doesn't deserve any of this.
Anyways, so you managed to claw your way slowly and painfully up the flat edge of the cliff. And as you pull yourself over the edge, you see that there is a lot of, like, mixed black and white and red fur everywhere. And you see there's a bunch of pine needles everywhere.
Furries went by.
You know, Mr. Man who owns 5 ovens.
I am a man who owns 5 ovens.
So you see that they all kind of mingle together and they leave a trail. The trail branches out a few different ways. You've got the big bear's paws going one way.
I'm gonna follow the bear. You don't even need to follow the bear. I don't much care for his friends.
So you follow the bear. We're about to ASMR this.
I'm disappointed that the bear doesn't appear to have cubs with him, but I'll keep that disappointment to myself.
So you follow the bear. And as you roam over the grass, it leads into a woodland area. What's your passive perception?
Super high, it's like 14.
So you think for a moment that you hear crying in the distance.
Oh, mood. From where I just came, or in the distance, like, to where I'm going?
It's in the distance from where you're going, in the woods.
Then I'm gonna follow that sweet, sweet cry.
Sweet, sweet crying.
Cry, bitch.
The closer you wander, the more you realize that it sounds like multiple people are crying.
Still a mood.
I am multiple people in one body sobbing.
I am approximately 5. Wait, 6. No.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
No, it's me plus like 7, so 8 people. Can I approach stealthily though?
You can try.
And try I will. That's... Did I have perception? Where's my stealth? Oh, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Mostly, yeah.
Alright, Ava. Don't be jealous. We can't all be a bunch of lizards in a trench coat. You scaly motherfucker. So, let me just...
I just want to
Alright, well. So, Slinky attempts to get down into the underbrush. And he weaves carefully under leaves and twigs and between stumps and trees. And for a moment, it seems as though nothing more than a sudden breeze is brushing through the undergrowth. But whatever he's trying to stalk is clearly tipped off by the sound, and the crying suddenly goes silent, as if it's getting farther away and then just disappears.
Can I, I'm still gonna follow that. Because it clearly has a direction, right?
Yeah, it's also the same direction as the paw prints are going.
Then, yeah, let's follow those paw prints. At this point, I must be so far away from my party. Oh shit, we split the party. Oh, well, what can you do now? What can you do when you live in a shoe?
Let's cut to Alouette really quickly. So, Alouette. Alouette is dead. Never mind. Back to you, Slinky, with the morning report. Oh, now over to Alouette with the meteorological report. Alouette, what about that? You're the second person awake, and you find yourself, wrapped up in this giant heart-shaped cuddle with Orissa and Tiny between you. Crying is a free action. Alright, make it sound convincing. Alright, Ava, just think about... Never mind. Think about the movie where the dog dies. Any movie will do, just... There you go. Well... You've never had a single movie where an animal just came back to look for its dead owner and you didn't shed a tear? Clearly you have not seen Slinky's reaction to whenever Tiny isn't around. Oh yeah, fucking... I should tell you about the time I went to Otronicon. There was somebody who there's a club that makes droids from Star Wars, and they brought the R2-D2 one, and I was there for all 4 days, and the 2 days that they were there, and at the end of it, the woman that I had been talking to, one of her friends brought the R2-D2 model over, and when I had to pack up to leave, he made R2-D2 cry, and I didn't want to leave Otronicon. I went to leave, and all I hear was, boo, boo. I felt so sad. I was so upset. Anyways, so you look around, Alouette, and you realize Slinky is nowhere to be found. But there are paw prints. There is a huge set of bear tracks that goes over to where Slinky was and now disappears. It could be. Or maybe Slinky was kidnapped by the bear. You don't know. What sounds more realistic, Ava? That Slinky was eaten or Slinky actually wandered off?
Both are as likely. Well, clearly there was a bear and you didn't wake up.
As you look over to the cliff face, you notice that at the bottom, it looks like at some point the bear tried to climb up and fell before it actually managed to make it up. There's also a second set of tracks.
And my tracks, I guess.
Yay. Yeah, it looks like it was dragging on the ground, but you don't see any trail tracks up the side of the thing because there's no dirt. It's just rock. Alright, so you head up the slope. You wake up Tiny, And Tiny immediately looks distraught. And she's like, "Where's Slinky?" Well, let me just. Oh shit. So Tiny notices the tracks, and you can see her start tearing up. She's like, "What if something took him?" She looks very worried. Orissa agrees, and it's a pretty tall slope, so what she does is she gets down and she starts giving people legs up the slope so they don't have to climb all the way. Of course, Alexa ignores it and just flies up, but you know, what can you do? It's Alexa. Alexa's great. So, you all managed to make it up the slope. Sariel is in the knapsack with Zap Zap. And you see that there's tracks of Slinkies. There's 3 sets of tracks. It looks like there's some pretty small tracks. There's some huge cat tracks. And the huge, huge bear tracks. And it looks like Slinky followed the bear tracks. As you're following his tracks, you come into what looks like a dark kind of forest. It looks really nice and really like well kept considering it's growing so close to the sky. It's got so much sunshine. It looks very well nourished. And you can barely make out Slinky's tracks as it heads into the underbrush. You can tell he was stalking something. Alright. Okay, who am I to stop you? Who am I to stop any thought that comes across your pea brain? Yeah, but I won't. Anyways, so you cast light. You did that. Yeah, you certainly. Hey, let me just. Oh. Oh my. So, you make it a few feet into the woods, and you can kind of see where you guys came in, but it's obscured by all the shrubs and tree lines. What is your armor class, Alouette? You just manage to get missed as something huge flies by you. You can tell clearly that it's white and it's got flecks of red on it. Thanks, Gabe. As it soars past you and lands into a tree, and it kind of digs its claws into it and catches itself, and it jumps down, and it's a cat, and it's a big cat, and it's looking dead at you into the light.
Get fucked. I dealt with that last week.
Orissa immediately raised her shield and put it like in front of you to create some distance, and she's kind of waving it at the cat, hoping that it will get back, and it's not. It's not affected by it. You do. Well, no. It kind of snarls at you, and Tiny is hiding behind your legs, whimpering, and it notices, and it looks back to Alouette. You can see its tail flickering. It's doing a big thonk, as big of a thonk as it can. roll animal handling. Oh, shit. So it kind of like sniffs the air, and it looks like it's trying to sniff for something in particular, and when it realizes you don't have it, it snarls at you, and it arches its back, and it like shows its claws. Well, it looks like the cat killed Ava before she could even do anything else. Oh boy. Alouette's having a big tough time taming this thing. It'll be fine. You'll get there eventually. Probably. Yeah. It sniffed as if it was trying to find a particular scent on you, and it didn't find anything. Disengage and run. Sure. You can try. I'm better with insight than I am with animal handling. Rolls a nat 1. Oh, how nice. So you can tell that whatever this thing is looking for, it's obviously not like a living animal. It's not living prey. But you can tell it's food because the way that it reared back, it looked more like it was looking as it was sniffing, and it didn't have its claws drawn, which implies that whatever it was looking for isn't something that it's meaning to kill. It's looking just for something generally that's not, a living, moving animal that it has to hunt. Tiny slowly moves to crawl onto your shoulder.
Now you do realize you're carrying 3 party members at this point.
Sam's character's gone.
Serial.
Alright, Ava, high or low? Good choice. The thing watches as you carry Tiny onto your shoulder, and it doesn't move. It kind of has its head like leaned forward and its shoulders thrown back, and it's watching you and flickering its tail, as if it's deciding whether or not you'd make a good snack. Inside the mind of Orisa, yeah, she's a snack, alright. She's the snack that smiles back. Alouette. So now what do you plan on doing? And you're gonna what now? Alright. Do you move? Alright, let's see if Orisa can keep it entertained. Oof. Yeah, I know. So, you turn your back to go observe the tracks, and Orisa nods, and the nod is what catches its attention. It lunges at Orisa. And it misses, thankfully. Orisa kind of takes it on her shield and it's balancing on her shield and digging its claws into it, and she shunts it off of the shield, and the creature hisses at her, and it backs away before slinking back off into the woods. So you follow Slinky's tracks. In the meantime, let's go back to Slinky here. All right, Slinky. So you follow to where you thought you heard the voices coming from, and there's nothing there. There's like a pile in a neat little like. There's a circle of rocks that have been piled together in a sort of like almost basket-like shape, and it's full of food. It's also got some scrolls written into it. Not like spell scrolls, but like scrolls of paper.
Oh god, that food is tempting. He knows that. He doesn't have the best relationship with clerical authorities. Do I smell anyone? And that includes the bear.
Oh, you can smell the bear pretty strongly. It was here recently.
Yeah, but like, do I smell it going somewhere? And do I smell anyone else?
You smell pine sap.
So the bear was crying.
No. Bears cry pine sap.
No, he said I can't smell anyone else.
No, you can smell pine sap and you can smell blood.
Yeah, that's not wait, what?
You can smell pine sap and you can smell blood. Well, yeah, that's not. Wait, what?
Did I hear or see anything in the trees around me?
Just the rustle of the wind.
I'm getting really uneasy. I don't know what you're planning, Amanda. Now it's making me really uneasy. Can I look at one of the Slinky knows how to read? Can Slinky look at one of the
The spells killed him before he could.
Can I look at the scrolls?
Yeah, you can look at one of them.
Is it written in the language I know?
It's written in common. Do you know common?
Common. I do not. Yes.
No, I do not. No, I do not.
What's up? I'm only 19 and I never fucking
How to read. What up? I'm Slinky. I'm 19 and I never fucking learned how to read.
She's actually like 20. Actually, how old is she?
So you look at this scroll, and it's
17.
young and sweet, only 17.
He's like, that Slinky was just like 25 or 26, I think.
So you open up the scroll and you look at it, and it seems like it was a love letter written to someone a long time ago.
Names?
They're not legible.
Can I look at another one?
Sure. So, I forgot for a minute. Wait, what? I forgot I was DMing for a minute. For a hot second there, I forgot I was the diddly darn DM. My mic just fucking fell. Oh my god. Oh, what a hell of a night this is. My mic fell again. Hang on. I would love it if I could just install this thing for one fucking, like, video and it wouldn't fall. Do you think you could do that for me, Mikey? Do you? Of course not. You're a piece of shit.
I'm suspicious.
You're a piece of shit and nobody loves you, Mikey.
I know what you're doing. Now I don't.
Now stay on the edge of the desk where your dirty ass belongs.
It's not hard for me.
Can't keep doing
That makes me think like, do you know the Game Grumps? Do you know the Game Grumps for the DS? Oh, I like that
Alright.
makes me think of how much Aaron must have suffered during his life.
Alright, lads.
Can you get
I think I fixed it. Your mental state is an entire bag of chocolate chips.
I once shoved a whole jelly bean bag up my ass.
You know, Gabe, that could be a meme, or it could just be you telling the truth, and I wouldn't really know the difference.
Well, I'm gonna let you guess. How do you know the size of the bag? And I didn't say a full bag. I said a whole bag. Could have been an empty plastic bag.
You're not helping your case, Gabe. Why did you shove the bag of jelly beans up your ass?
Because it's the one thing you can.
I hope one day somebody looks at these streams and they cut that part out of, like, this particular stream, and then they edit the Law and Order Special Victims Unit clip afterwards. I shoved a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass.
Can you actually hear? Like, sometimes I try to listen back to the previous sessions and like I can't hear, and I don't know if that's if my computer's like the volume's too low or
Well,
when it's well.
I always
Anyway.
have trouble hearing Amanda when she streams. I turn the volume up to 100, but I can't hear crap.
Yeah, that's right, right?
it might be the
Process me.
streams then. Let me just fix that real quick. Give me just a minute,
Also, after that, tell me how much. No, wait. Who was it?
Hang on. There. Now, okay.
Rude.
Anyways, so
excuse you.
You read your second scroll.
What does it say?
And it mentions something family.
Do I have another scroll?
Yeah, you can look at another scroll.
Am I still on my way to him as this happens?
Yes, you're still looking for Slinky.
Come on, what's it say?
So you look at it, and because it's been here so long, because of sun exposure and the rain and all the weather elements, you can...
So it's been here out a while.
It's been for a long time, you can tell. You can...
And there's no new ones?
No, there's not really any new ones.
Okay.
So you can tell, you can make out of it that there's something about cold, unhappy, and violent.
Well, that could describe like two of situations I can think of right now. So,
The first one being 3 adjectives that describe our DM. Cold.
Amanda, did you say impotent?
I said cold. I said cold. What did I even say? I can't even fucking remember what I just said.
Cold, unhappy, and violent, I think.
Yes.
Okay, she said violent. I thought you said impotent.
You're impotent.
Oh my god.
You're an impotent.
So much easier to talk.
So, do I have any idea what any of this is?
No.
Can't I roll insight? I really don't know.
I mean, you can't tell what the scrolls are supposed to be about, but you can tell that, like, there's all kinds of fruits and veggies, and for some reason, there's, like, sweets.
Is there, like, an apple?
Yeah, there's apples. And
Can
cookies.
I take one?
And cake.
Can I take one?
Yeah, you can take an apple.
Okay. And then
Alright.
can I keep following the bear?
Well, hang on. Let me cut back over to Ava and Alouette.
Oh, fucking damn it.
So, Alouette, you keep following the trail. And, well, it kind of converges at this point. Slinky, you feel a presence behind you.
I know your first instinct would be to scream, but you don't have to.
No, Slinky wouldn't scream. He'd do the can he just slowly, like, just barely, since his eyes are like mostly forward, but some kind of like a little bit on the side. Can he just turn his head a little bit to see what the fuck is behind him?
Yeah, sure.
Well, what's behind
Yes.
Pause for dramatic effect. You turn around and you see
Amanda, I will castrate you.
You turn around and you see the warm, familiar hand of Alouette.
God fucking
You are
damn it,
blinded
so
by the
much.
fucking light.
Slinky will hiss at them and go like, "No, I'm working."
Well, that's cool.
Slinky,
You hear a voice yell, "Slinky!" And
Okay,
fucking Tiny
never
is
mind.
now on top of you. You're on the ground and Tiny's on you, and she's clinging to you.
And okay, fair enough.
It's been like a couple hours.
Slinky will hiss at you because he's he won't hiss at Tiny. He'll just hug her, but he will hiss at anyone else, and he'll keep trying to figure out where the bear went.
Cool.
Like he's clearly distracted. Like clearly wants to finish this thing he started.
Hey, what's everyone's passive perception?
14.
Uh-oh.
Passive perception is 13. I don't know how it's worse, but it certainly is.
Well, so you guys are so fixated and happy on finding Slinky that Tiny looks up from hugging him and she gasps suddenly. And you all turn towards the on the other side of the little offering area. There's a bear.
Nice.
Okay, I'm activating my Sunblade.
No, Slinky will. Can I like?
Is Slinky intelligent enough to do so?
Like he wants to talk to the not talk, but like he wants to get a closer look at the bear. The last time Alouette activated her Sunblade, she stabbed Tiny's horse.
Well, hang on. Let me roll something really quickly.
In my defense, I am a cleric, and that was a scary horse.
And this is just a bear.
The bear fucking rears up and growls and starts smacking the ground.
God fucking damn it.
And it rushes over towards Slinky.
Slinky will push Tiny off to where it's safe.
What's your armor class?
Way too fucking low for this bullshit.
What's
15.
your armor class? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it is way too fucking low for that bullshit. So the bear
I know you, Amanda.
runs forward and headbutts Slinky. And as he's falling, it tries to grab onto one of his pockets and starts tugging at it really angrily.
Huh.
Apple.
Wait, what? Oh, wait, I didn't have that in my pocket. It's in my hand.
Well, it went for your hand then.
Okay, Slinky'll just let go. He can't understand being territorial over food.
So Slinky fucking drops the apple upon it being, tackled by the fucking bear. And the bear grabs the apple and puts it back on, the little shrine. And then backs away. And it looks pretty defensive.
Alright, I'm gonna recall the Sunblade and put it away.
Slinky has just like a mini existential crisis lying on the floor like, oh fuck.
Where the hell do we even go from here?
Well, the
Can
bear's
anyone
still
cast
there.
talk to animals?
I can't.
Well,
but
So
he's
you
not
hear
here.
someone pipe up behind you. Oi! Why the fuck are we chasing? Why the fuck were you chasing this bear the whole time?
Question.
Slinky will.
But you know Slinky doesn't talk, right?
Slinky will make a rude gesture.
Slinky is angrily Morse coding, but by licking his eye.
The fact that Slinky would know Morse and also be intelligent enough to do it on his eyes proves that he's just messing with us.
Oh, he is 100%. Well, you know what? What's his intelligence actually?
He's
It's
a
10.
barbarian.
I will have the same score.
He might be messing with you. You're not sure.
Intelligence scores don't even really work like that, you know?
I know.
Hey, my, what's her name? My half-orc fighter, Grigan. She has 8 intelligence, but that's just because she's impetuous as hell and won't sit around for anything.
Alright, hang on. Nope.
Can Slinky do the lizard walk, the chameleon walk towards the bear?
Sure, you can try.
You
The
know
one
the
where he's got
chameleon
like his foot like, yeah, no, yeah, do I want it before? Yeah, no,
exactly,
yeah, well, no,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Alright, well, let's roll this one and see what we get.
Least threatening way to walk.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
enter stage left. There's the cat again.
Shit.
You guys suddenly hear a roar.
Oh no.
Enter
Slinky's just like,
Slinky is frozen mid chameleon walk as the cat runs over.
Shit.
Hang on, let me just roll a... Yeah, it ducks down into the grass and suddenly nobody can see where it is.
Can Slinky also roll stealth? To like, nope.
There's nothing
Cats
for
eat
you to
lizards,
really
right?
hide.
Where
I'm
the
going
fuck
to
did it disappear?
Amy, I'm going to take a step forward so I'm not standing right next to anyone, and I'm going to cast sword burst to cut the grass around me.
Alright.
Just hitting the grass. I'm not aiming for anything within it.
Alright. High or low?
Low.
Good choice. You cut the grass and you don't see the cat anywhere.
Right, well, I'm going to just keep that area of grass cut, and I'm going to take another step forward, and I'm going to cut again. And I'm going to say, we are not here to hurt you.
High or low?
Gods. High.
Good choice. You don't see anything. The cat's
Right, well,
gone.
I'm just going to pull Slinky over to me so that he's standing in the short grass as well, and we won't get
He's not
started.
even standing.
You grab Slinky by the tail and drag him back. He's still frozen, stiff as a board, and he's not moving.
Can I make a perception check to try and find it?
Go. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Oof.
How about that?
You sort of see, you think you see the flick of its tail, its white fluffy tail, and it turns out to just be a white little flower petal weed that is half scorched because of your...
Scorched, but cut.
You're cut because of your lawn mowing service.
Honestly, this is the most efficient lawn mowing service in the world. I can cut like a full square of grass in 6 seconds.
Alouette looks a little bit defeated, and Orissa comes over and pats her shoulder and is like, "You're trying."
How's the bear doing? Is it still just like standing there?
It's kind of looking around the grass area. It's like it keeps looking, but like you don't see what it would be looking at.
Can I look at where it's looking?
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Let me look at my spell list again, because that's all this character is.
Enter stage right. There's a wolf.
Fuck. Well, the wolf's okay, I think. The wolf's
Wait,
okay.
aren't these... That isn't. I was about to say, aren't these like the cornerstones of the first boon that you get from being a barbarian. But no, that's hawk, bear, and wolf.
So what you see is you see a wolf, but it doesn't look like a normal wolf. It's taller than a normal wolf, and its legs are very skinny. Overall, it seems kind of skinny-ish, and its fur is like a dark foresty kind of green, and it seems like there's pine needles growing on its back, and there's like flowers beginning to sprout on the top of its head, and tiny ones kind of growing along its muzzle. And its upside is like dark brambly kind of green, and its tail's got like a bunch of like sticks in it. But its underside is like this pale creme color of peach, and it's got these big wide, pretty brown eyes.
Wolf?
It's a wolf.
Does it also have asthma? I mean, what?
Like
No,
get
but
down
it
on
is
one
panting
knee.
because it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how big is it?
It's a little bigger
That's what
than the
she
average
said.
wolf. You know,
Okay, so-
Gabriel, it's about almost the size of a mastiff.
Okay, I'm gonna get
A
down on
Tibetan
one knee.
Mastiff?
Wait, I'm gonna get down on one knee and I'm gonna motion for my party members to do the same, just so that we're level with it. And I'm going to say, "Here to hurt you."
The wolf stops and looks at you. And it kind of turns so the rest of its body is like behind its head. And it kind of growls a bit, and when it does, it like frizzes up its fur, and its fur, you can just see the needles like stand up, and it's at attention, and it raises its tail, and then it goes over to the bear.
Oh boy. The bear's gonna say that I drew a sword on it, huh?
The bear kind of like stops looking around the grass area and looks over when the wolf like nudges it, and the wolf kind of leans up and starts like licking at its face and like nuzzling it and like getting comfortable with it.
What? I'm gonna check for the freaking cat again, because this is scaring me, and I would need to know where that cat went. Okay, well that wasn't very good.
You can go for it. You can go.
Can Slinky start chameleon walking towards
For a
the bear?
moment, hang on. For a moment, Alouette, you see it pass through the shortened grass that you cut down, and it realizes its mistake and turns back into the taller grass again.
Okay, well, I'm gonna turn to the wolf and say, "Can you tell that thing to stop? We are seriously just here to help."
The wolf looks at you, and it tilts its head, and it kind of sniffs at you.
Arissa,
Probably flips you off mentally.
Arissa, do you know how to cat? Do you know speak with animals?
I'm a paladin. What do you think?
Paladins can speak with animals.
When did Arissa learn sass?
I mean, she's kind of picking it up. Who do you think she's picking it up from?
I'm gonna say Alexa.
Judge. So, the wolf goes over to, like, the edge of where the short grass is cut and the tall grass is, and it barks several times, and nothing happens at first. And all of a sudden, you see, like, the spines on the back of its body, like the little pine needles. They rise up a second, and then they all flatten against its fur, and the grass around it does the same, and there's the cat. It is much, much closer than you would have liked it to be, and it is down and ready to pounce.
Right. Well, I'm going to keep a hand on my sword, and my shield is like ready. And I'm just going to look up and say, "We can leave this place immediately if you want us to. Just show us a way out so we don't get lost."
The cat hisses at you.
Can you even understand us?
You can hear a voice say, "He does. He just pretends he doesn't."
That's rude.
Oh.
Wait, what?
That's rude. Well, wait, what? The reaction.
This is like, hold on a second.
Ava, did you have a moment of realization?
No, I don't know who this is. Who is this? Does it feel like a voice in my head, or can say something?
No, you heard a voice, and so did everybody else in your party. It's a
Can Slinky start chameleon walking back towards the bear?
yeah. You can try. Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah.
I need to find a video of that.
No,
The other
yeah,
day I was so
no.
lucky. I went to my pet store and there they have a chameleon there that's like I don't know. It's there, and normally it doesn't move. But the other day I was lucky and I saw its chameleon walk.
Aww.
It was the best.
You start to chameleon walk towards the bear, and it notices and watches you. And the wolf gets down to your level and starts growling in your face the closer to the bear you get.
I'm just gonna grab his tail and hold it.
No need, because Slinky can't move further anyway because he feels someone pulling on its tail. It's tiny. And you just hear her go, no.
What?
You hear her going, no.
He goes like, yeah.
When Tiny does her little no, the wolf kind of like, its ears perk up and it goes, ooh.
Oh no, that's cute.
Okay, clearly we have gotten off on the wrong foot, I guess. What's your name?
Nobody answers.
Huh?
Nobody answers.
Oh, nobody.
Fucking Slinky chameleon walking. Yeah, yes. Yes, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yes, no, yes.
His tail is also like straight up.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, no.
The real mystery is how anyone's keeping a straight face.
Well, you all are in kind of a life or death situation. I don't imagine many people would be laughing.
We're all kind of used to Slinky's crap at this point.
So Tiny once again goes, no, Slinky. And you hear the wolf go, ooh.
That's really cute.
Arissa, make an ooh sound. Like
You
the
ask
Tiny's-
Orissa to make an ooh sound?
Like the one Tiny's made.
Okay. No. And you hear the wolf look to Orissa and it goes,
I need to find that video. What is it?
What is going on? Alexa's gonna like put a hand to her head, just like, what the fuck is going on?
Orissa does it again, and you hear the wolf go.
Does it still look mad, or is it just like?
No, it's howling now because everybody else is howling.
What's the bear look like?
Yeah. The bear's kind of watching it all go down, and it's blinking like, what the fuck? So you hear Tiny and Orissa just going, ooh, and the wolf just starts going, and all of a sudden you watch as the bear finally has fucking enough of this, and he suddenly rears up and slams his paws on the ground, and you just hear this voice yell, enough!
You can't talk.
And it
I'm gonna
suddenly
point at it.
growls at Alouette like, yes, I can talk!
Why didn't you answer before?
Yeah.
I'm confused, okay? Oh.
So yeah, there you have it. The bear can talk. And the second it, like, yells, everybody stops yelling. And you see, like, him standing up on all fours, and the wolf kind of retreats and is, like, laying under him.
Can Slink start chameleon back up again?
No,
No.
yeah, no,
Tiny's still
yeah,
holding his
no.
tail.
Come on.
Slinky Chameleon backs away, and he, like, stumbles almost, and Tiny has to try and catch him, which
He
is
doesn't
more
wanna
Tiny,
back
like,
away. He wants to
holding
go
something
forward.
up. He wants to go forward more?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to hold his tail, and he's not going anywhere.
Slinky, you're not going anywhere. So yeah, the bear can talk, and the cat's, moving on over to him, and it like crawls onto his back and lays there.
Cat?
Yeah, the giant cat that was in the grass.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say, so, what's your name?
Why do
Can I
you need
answer
to
it?
know?
Answer the
That'd be a
fucking
good way to-
question.
I just thought that'd be a good way to start a conversation.
What are you doing here?
We're here to. What are we looking for again? I'm turned to my party and it's like a phoenix, right?
They all kind of nod, and Alexa's like, "Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right."
I think that's. God, it's been a while. Okay. Yes, we're here to look for a phoenix that supposedly lives on this mountain.
You're not high enough.
Oh, I know that.
That much is evident. I mean, once I saw talking animals, I thought that was about as high as I could get, but no, we can get higher.
You can see the wolf like laughing under him, like. Make an investigation. Make a perception check.
The one time I'm rolling perception.
That means you too.
What?
Well, all right. So Alouette, you notice that in the grass around the bear's feet, as the wolf is laughing, these cute little leaves begin flowering up with 5 little.
The wolf
What?
killed her before she could finish the sentence.
You see around the bear's feet when the wolf starts laughing, like it's panting and it's laughing a bit, like. You see these little plants begin to sprout up, and their leaves have like 5 little points to them.
Okay.
They look kind of like little hands.
Oh.
Flowers?
No, they're just leaves.
Get them up and roll them.
Oh, he's hot.
It was. That is the funniest reaction I have ever heard to someone discovering marijuana. Oh, it's
What doesn't know what that is, but I do.
Oh, it's pot.
Oh,
Sticky icky. The
Very
big
keen.
hot blast, am I right?
I was like, okay, we're just gonna go on our way then. Sorry to disturb you.
So you guys are gonna try and walk away now?
No.
I'm just gonna say, could you point us in the direction of, by any chance?
So the bear looks up at the cat that's sitting on top of it, and the cat kind of like curls 3 of its little toe beans onto its little paw pad, and it points up at the sky.
Thanks. Alright, let's get out of here.
It's no. Nope.
Slinky, let's get out of here.
Slinky hisses at you.
We'll pick you up.
Sure,
This-
you want to do that.
This garners the bear's interest, seeing Slinky hiss, and seeing Alouette like clinging to his tail.
Slinky will try to bite you, and for me, that is an attack.
I have to babysit this entire party.
So the bear kind of like leans forward and starts like snuffling at Slinky, like.
Slinky goes still, but he's like clearly interested. Like, God fucking damn it, he's been chasing this bear for like 12 hours now. Come on.
Slinky,
He wants to know what the fuck is going on.
Slinky only gets to see it for a moment.
Hmm?
Slinky receives a moment more of vision before he suddenly has this big, wet tongue suddenly just slide over his head, and the bear just licks him and starts wiggling its ears.
The
Slinky
It
has never
clearly
been
looks
happier in
pleased
his
with
life.
itself.
Slinky has never been happier in his life.
Just like him because he's an animal.
And the
Am
you,
I the only beast folk here?
Ah.
Oh,
Other than technically Zap Zap, but not really.
so
yeah, I'm a straight up lizard.
you see the wolf start whining like it's jealous, and the bear backs up and starts like licking the wolf all over too and making its spine stand up.
Slinky
Did you say
will
it's fine at heels?
Huh?
Slinky will wiggle out of Alouette's grasp and start walking,
Wiggling out of
chameleon walking
You're not
towards the
wiggling
animals.
out of anything.
You wanna bet?
So anyways, the bear turns around and it starts leaving, and it glances back at you guys one last time and says, "Please, do not take." I'm trying to find the accent again. Do not take from shrine.
Slinky goes like, no, wait, what's it? What's
The
it?
shrine?
What is like? What's it for?
What's this for? Please.
The bear doesn't answer.
So Slinky will like go after
God.
him. Please, 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 and in his like cutest little please, please.
You can see like Alexa fly over, and she kind of like pokes at the shrine a bit, and she's like, "Huh, neat. Wonder who died here."
Huh?
Can I try and roll religion on it to see what the hell it is, or like what god it's meant to serve or whatever?
Sure. I mean, Alexa's just like, "Huh, I wonder who died here." Gabe's having an orgasm.
That's not when I come. Anyways,
Do we need to know that? No. No, Gabe. No, we didn't.
But we do, and we should take advantage of it.
Oh wow! Earlier I said 8 plus 3 is 12. 8 plus 3 is not 12.
what is it? Oh, it's 11. Oh.
I'm glad that I have that on stream. I am streaming, right? Yeah,
8
yeah.
plus 8 plus 3 is not 12.
8
I've-
plus 3.
I've done the equivalent of being horny on main on your stream so many times. Not even.
Anyways.
God fucking damn it. Anyways, could
Admitted to wanting to like have some alone time with Belmorn several times.
I mean, he's got like he's
I really don't.
Your
it's because
point?
you're not seeing my hands.
Anyways.
Oh.
Anyways, did she say who died here?
Yeah, she's like, huh, I wonder who died here.
Care to elaborate?
Please just give us something, Amanda.
I'm so
Please,
confused.
don't do that. I think I know, but I'm not sure, and I don't
You
want to
think
guess.
you know, but you don't know. Hmm. So, anyways.
Oh no, no,
We have
don't.
been here 2 hours. Have mercy.
Anyways, so Alouette makes a religion check, and it doesn't seem like there's any gods that it's tied to, but you can tell that it's clearly like an offering kind of stone for somebody who died from some sort of tragic incident. All of the things that have
Alouette's
been
a cleric, right?
Yes.
Can she detect undead?
Yeah, clerics can detect undead, so can paladins.
Wait, can I detect? I can't detect undead.
You
unless
should
I
be.
Can
Don't
you
you have divine sense?
I have divine sense. That's paladins. I have yeah.
You have
Could
channel divinity, that's right.
Arissa do me a solid, and I mean me, and do that?
Is this you talking, or is this actually Slinky talking?
No, it's me. It's me. It's like, can Arissa do me a solid?
So you guys look to the sky, and the clouds part, and Gabe's face is in the clouds, asking Orissa. No.
Arissa, do me a solid.
You can ask Orissa to do divine sense and see if she can find undead.
But Slinky wouldn't, and I really want to know.
Unfortunate.
Why would we check for undead? This is a gravestone.
Precisely why we would check for undead.
I love how Ava said that out loud to herself and us and didn't realize the irony of her words. Why would we check for undead? This is a gravestone.
I'll just do it.
Alright, Arissa, can you use channel, or not channel divinity, divine sense to see if there's any undead around here?
So you watch as like the two pieces of hair that are like in front of Orissa's horns kind of like stand up a bit, and her eyes kind of glow as she checks the area, and she like stumbles a bit and she's like, "Yes, there is something nearby."
All nearby?
The primal Yoda urge.
Smite undead, I must.
No, you don't. You stay your ass right there.
Undead I sense. Divine smite I must.
My sword has automatic divine smite.
I will kill you.
Is it bad that I imagined like Slinky saying that and not actually Gabe?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you, Risa, where do you sense the undead?
She points in the opposite direction of the bear tracks from the woods.
So where the bear was going after this.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
Should we follow?
Let's go.
Sure.
So you guys follow the bear?
I feel like Amanda's stringing me along, and I hate it.
Probably is. I mean, we've been here 2 hours and we've gotten nothing done.
You'll like the surprise, I promise.
Huh.
As if Ava doesn't try to divine smite it.
I can't divine smite. That's a paladin ability. I'm a cleric. Get it right. But I can banish it to another dimension.
You have banishment as a spell?
No, I have my divine ability is to banish things. I can.
Doesn't that mean you can just banish them to purgatory for about a minute?
Oh no, that's level 5. Never mind. When I hit level 5, I can banish a fiend or aberration.
I was about to say, because Sam did that to me once, and it lasted for a minute. It's concentration, and you only get to send them to purgatory. If any of you guys get set to purgatory, you'll get to meet a special someone that's there.
No, my spell just works for like I think it works for a minute as well, but I don't have to keep concentration on it. It just happens.
Can we just move on?
All right. So
Yeah.
So you follow wherever the bear went, and it's deeper and deeper and deeper into the woods. And everybody make a perception check.
Wow. What's my percep? +4, okay.
Oh shit, I grabbed the wrong dice. Well, Alexa doesn't hear shit. Tiny doesn't hear shit. Arissa hears something.
Alouette is so tired.
Alouette doesn't really
She's been hit
sense
stabbed
anything.
by Slinky like 3 times.
I imagine that would take a toll on her confidence.
It's not even noon, and Slinky, that's like being bitten by a dog that you have had with you for like years.
Finally realizing that your dog is senile. It's a painful thing.
Well, Supai's just rude.
You can tell Slinky's focused on something, like...
So,
he's focused whatever he put his mind to.
Tiny doesn't hear anything, but she does notice Alouette looks kind of tired already, and she kind of like reaches up to hold her hand, and is just like, it'll be over soon.
It'll be over soon? That's not reassuring at all.
She gives like this tiny smile, like, it's clear that she didn't understand the meaning behind her words, and she was just trying to say, like, we'll get through this, it'll be okay. No bad situation lasts forever.
Jesus.
In the meantime, Orissa kind of perks up, and Slinky hears it too. I hear crying.
God damn it!
And
Slinky can tell it's many people crying.
Oh wait.
Yeah, it sounds like many people are crying.
like a loud, sad, like sobbing, crying, or just like
Some of it is loud sobbing, others of it is like soft whimpering.
Is anyone screaming?
You can hear like faint screaming, like it's the whispery kind of scream, like
Okay. Yeah. Well, whatever you do, remember not to get too close. Let's follow that sound, shall we? At this point, it would be to point out that Slinky has a complete double personality.
All right. So you guys keep following the sounds, and eventually you find the bear.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his back
What
to
else
you.
do we find?
You might. Does anybody anyone want to say anything? It's just the bear, and
I
he's
have
got his
no
back
idea.
to you.
He could probably hear us coming, wouldn't he?
Let's see.
I mean,
Yeah, we weren't sneaking.
No, oddly enough, he doesn't notice you. He's like completely fixated on this thing.
on the what now?
You don't see it.
The bear's that big?
Yeah, the bear is huge. The bear is
Uh.
easily bigger than a mastiff.
A Tibetan Mastiff, which is a bear hunting dog?
Yes.
Oh, that's a big bear.
This thing could easily kill a mastiff.
No!
Okay, so I'm just like, you alright, buddy?
The bear finally turns around, and you kind of get a glimpse of something like moving behind it.
Oh, god damn it, Oppy. Fuck.
I elbow Orissa and say, any updates on that undead?
Orissa kind of like whispers in your ear, "It's right there."
Orissa killed her before she could finish.
Didn't hear anything there.
Shit. Orissa leans into you and is like, "It is right there."
I hate you so much, but I love you at the same time.
Behind the bear?
She nods. Tiny kind of steps forward and is like, "Excuse me, who's there with you?" And the bear kind of like looks at her and then looks behind it again, and it kind of like turns, and for a fraction of a moment you kind of see like a humanoid figure, and there's a bunch of shadows like around it. Fucking Yoda returns!
That on purpose. My throat just did a weird thing.
Yoda! It's like a tiny little gremlin thing behind the bear. It's green and old.
Oh shit.
Jeez.
So Gabe's dead. What do you want to do, Alouette?
Oh fuck.
Alouette, are you good?
I'm good, I'm just super confused.
Oh, that's because, well,
Well,
well, you would be, I guess. Jesus Christ, my throat.
so you kind of like see whatever is behind the bear, like it sees that you guys have gotten the bear's attention, and it leans around and you see like this face, and there's like black ooze leaking from the eyes and a bit from the mouth, and the bear glances back and it kind of raises its paw and wipes some of it away. More comes back, but it's the thought that counts. I mean,
Oh, that's so sweet.
and it kind of like looks at you guys, and it looks kind of concerned and looks at the bear and is like, "Who are those people?" And when it talks, it sounds like multiple voices are talking underneath it.
I love him.
Right? Alouette's hand is on her light sword.
If Alouette's
It's
hand is
not
on the light sword, my hand will be around her heart.
No, she's
Grab the
holding it.
titty.
I'm sorry. I feel like I need to remind you sometimes, Gabe. This woman is a cleric.
You hurt my baby, and I will rip everything out of your body.
Your
Everything?
baby. All Alouette is seeing right now is a really creepy aberration.
So Orissa kind of steps in front of Alouette protectively, and Alexa goes and grabs Tiny and pulls her back away from it. And when the bear notices that you've got a hand on your sword, it does not
Ugh.
take kindly to it.
I was about to say the bear wouldn't know that it's a sword, but he does because I used it.
And so the bear kind of stands up and fronts on you guys. It keeps its distance, but it's standing up, and it like you can see its lips curl back, and it's super defensive now.
I want a chameleon walk forward.
You want a chameleon walk forward?
Yes, because if my 4 limbs are on the ground, I'm clearly not, like, I'm not reaching back for my great axe. And if I'm chameleon walking, it's just so sad. That's like, I'm not a threat to anyone. I'm definitely not a barbarian.
So, despite several people in the party complaining, you chameleon walk a good distance towards it, and the bear looks at you, but it determines that you are not a threat. And all the while, you can see this apparition crawling onto the bear's back, and it looks damn scared of you guys. And it's like asking,
no, baby.
"Papa, what's going on?"
No!
What is that thing?
Orissa looks at you, and she's just like, "It is an olip."
What?
Gabe's dead.
Oh god. Oh, my baby.
It's a
My
what?
love.
Alright. Give me just a second.
Give me a second.
Oh man, I wish
I might
had...
have woken my parents up. Oops.
God damn it, Gabe.
I can't help it. I'm really excited and I love you.
Alright. Let's see. Orissa looks at you and it says, "In Alep is the remains of someone who was driven to suicide by madness."
What?
Did anybody hear that?
No, I didn't hear it.
Turned to suicide by what?
Alright. In Alep is the remains of someone who was driven to suicide by some sort of madness that plagued their lives. They're essentially undead. They're vengeful, and they tend to pursue whatever was the cause of their death in life.
Unless it's already dead.
That's not very reassuring.
Orissa's drawing her warhammer.
Arissa, you stay that hand before I stay it for you.
So, I am holding back from drawing the sword, but I'm just going to say, so, mentioned this before?
You want to repeat that, Ava? You cut out.
Yeah.
Said, why didn't you mention this before?
Who are you talking to?
Bear, I'm talking to the bear.
Oh. No.
It is not... I'm trying to fucking find the accent. Give me a second.
Think of this.
I got to think like a Russian.
No, that's more Dracula, but sure.
Blah,
No, actually, just...
I want to suck your cock.
That's something Mike would say.
Something Lucas would say. Anyways. None of business.
So confused.
I'm not. I'm really happy.
So the bear growled at you that it's none of your business. Normally it wouldn't be this aggressive, but you guys are kind of drawing weapons.
I haven't drawn anything.
You put your hand on your blade, that doesn't matter in a bear's eyes.
Well, you know what? That is a vengeful undead. So could you please explain to me why you're harboring it, or why you were trying to keep it secret?
It is my son.
Anyway. You're a bear.
You're a bear.
Damn
I
it,
just
right?
imagine Alouette being the one sane person in the party. It's like, you're a bear.
I'm the one sane person in this campaign. What do you mean that's your son? You're a bear.
As you say that, the bear rears back, and you watch as like its fur sheds out and kind of like dissipates and swirls into the world around it. And what's left behind from this transformation is a man. a tall ass man. And it's still he's still a bear anyway, but
Bear.
I'm screaming inside.
he's got like his arms out, and he's clearly got this Alip like behind him, and it's kind of got like its arms wrapped around him, and they're fading through him at this point because, you know,
How can he
incorporeal.
Yeah, that would be misleading, wouldn't it? Don't touch it. the bear can touch it. You can't.
Slinky
That
doesn't
you
know
can.
this. Slinky just watched this bear become a man.
Slinky's very intrigued, but also kind of like.
Silhouette knows what lycanthropes are. She's read about them before.
Didn't we have one?
In the Five Minds of Phandalin.
Yeah, okay, that's the wrong campaign.
This is a lycanthrope, but that wasn't this campaign, so none of the
No,
characters
that's
know who Laius is. That was Chloe. They're all meowing now. Look what you've done.
It's like the wolf howling all over again.
Wait. We're getting sidetracked.
Okay, no, let's get back. Let's get back to
Alexis, and I'm gonna tell her, can you fly up a little bit to see if we can find a path out of here?
Did you just call her Alexis?
It's any longer than I have to.
Did you just call her Alexis?
Alexa.
You will pay for these crimes, Ava.
You mean Alexis? Wait, who else is called Alexis?
a boy, I think.
That voice sounds familiar. Isn't that like one of those super popular trans names? Or am I just dumb?
I have no idea.
You might be thinking of just Alex.
I am thinking of Alex.
Alex is super popular.
Did you just call Alexa Alexis, though? Because if so, you're gonna need to pay for that crime.
Mean Alexis. I meant Alexa.
Oh, this is so sad. I guess I'll just play Despacito for the rest of this campaign.
Can you please fly up to find a path out of here?
Alexa is like fixated on the man, but she spreads her wings and flies up.
Is he naked?
No, he's got pants on.
Just the pants?
Just pants.
Nice.
And it's eye candy, oh damn. So the man looks at you guys and says, "What is your problem now? Why won't you leave?"
Mostly
You're
the
trying
lizard.
to, but you were acting incredibly suspicious, and now we know that there's this thing here. Sorry, this creature here.
He growls when you say thing.
You deserve that.
You can see the little thing behind him whimper and hide behind him more, and he looks so guilty just for existing.
I'm still confused as to how that is your son.
Oh, baby.
I can adopt whoever and whatever I want.
Watch Alouette have a mental breakdown.
But even I wouldn't adopt someone as ungrateful and rude as you.
Oof.
I don't need anyone to adopt me. I can take care of myself. That's totally besides the point. What is this place?
A forest.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, thanks.
Are there
I
any
had
trees
no
around?
idea.
Yeah, Ava, are there any trees in this forest?
I can't do it to finish.
Slinky's still walking forward, by the way.
Dimitri kind of like puts his hand out and pats Slinky on the head.
Yes.
The little Alip goes to reach out for him too, and Dim tells him no.
No, hey, better not. Please don't, actually. This is Gabe speaking. Please don't.
Anyway.
Just
911, what is your emergency? This is Gabe speaking.
Yeah, no, imagine Slinky just opens his mouth like the Lilo and Stitch when she puts her finger on his claw on the record. Just imagine Slinky opening his mouth and just, this is Gabe speaking, please don't.
That's how Gabe communicates with us from the other dimension.
You know what? You know what? You know what?
What?
I might make that a mechanic. Once a day, you can, you can.
Once a day you can speak with perfect clarity from reality.
Once a day, you can open your mouth and Gabe himself will talk through you. Only once a day.
Okay.
Anyways, what were you gonna do, Ava?
I'm still here. Has Alexa found a way out of this forest yet?
No, but then again, she's technically not really looking that hard. She's more focused on the fucking thing on the ground. You know, with you guys, that could potentially slaughter you.
Yeah, I can. He's a baby. I love him so much.
You hear the bear suddenly speak again. Drop your weapons.
I don't have a weapon, just an empty sword hilt.
Alright, Ava, roll
It's like-
deception.
If Slinky turns back and Orisa has her warhammer out, he will bite her.
Oh, this is not gonna cut it. He has to roll insight to contest, right? Chance?
I'll make him roll just in case. He's not buying it, Ava.
Fine.
He
Hold it
hesitates
up.
for a moment, and then he yells again, Drop your weapon!
Oh my god, fine! I dropped the Sunblade hilt.
Orisa complies and she tucks her warhammer away. And the man, like, takes a breath and calms down. And he mutters something to the owlet behind him. And it kind of, like, peeks out again, but it's still, like, hardcore trying to cling to him.
It's so beautiful. So I'm guessing we can still hear voices all around.
Yeah, you guys hear, like, constant whispering. And, like, because it looks scared, since it looks scared, it sounds like the whispers have gotten louder. But once, like, the bear man yells at you guys to drop your weapons, they kind of calm down a bit and quiet down.
Oh boy.
I'd say it's whispering enough to drive someone mad.
Hey, Gabe, make a con save. You are the closest person to it.
My constitution's pretty high, right? Yeah, it's pretty high.
That'd be a con save. I feel like that'd be a wisdom save or charisma save.
I have no idea, but it's 13 plus 5, so...
You pass.
Hopefully.
You pass for now.
For now.
So, in the meantime... Yeah! This thing exists. And there's the
Fine,
bear
and
man standing right in front of you. And he says, Why aren't you going to look for the phoenix?
Well, I'll be honest. We sensed something, and we thought it might be dangerous, so we came here.
He's not dangerous.
Somehow I find that incredibly hard to believe.
I just want to point out, like, out of character, I just want to point out that Slinky had to roll a con save just to be near him. But I love him nonetheless.
He wouldn't hurt anyone.
Well,
Not
he
on
would hurt one
purpose.
person.
What are you implying?
I'm not sure how you wouldn't know this, but these sorts of creatures, just by existing, can alter the world around them.
Yes, I know.
Cue-
He's altered
cue
my
the
life.
whispering.
Altered my life
Cue-
for the better.
Cue the whispering all
Okay,
around
well,
him.
yes. I'm not talking about... You're hearing that whispering, right?
Yes.
And that doesn't bother you at all?
No.
Alright. I'm gonna put it in my bag. I'm getting out of here. Whenever you're done hanging out with Bear Man. God, your name! I would just turn around and put my hands in the air, just like, I never learned it. I still don't know what's going on here, but whatever.
So, the bear man watches you sheathe your weapons, and he's, like, subconsciously, like, petting Slinky's snoot and head.
Oh, I'm so
He's like
pleased.
just gently running his hand back and forth over the scales. And he's got his other hand like holding on to the allips. Again, it's phasing through the allips hand, but he's like trying to hold it and like brush his thumb over the knuckles to reassure him. And it takes him a few minutes to take a breath and calm down and realize how hostile he was being.
Oof. Really? Well, to be fair, we did threaten the sun. So.
To also be fair, his son is an aberration.
So
Don't call my baby that.
after a moment or two,
So that's just fact.
after a moment, the bear man looks at you and he goes, I apologize for being so hostile. It is just that I am used to people showing aggression towards my child, and I've come to appreciate it less and less.
Well, I got good news for you.
Can I try to climb up to meet the bear?
He's not a bear anymore. Well, I mean, he technically is, but
The bear man.
anyways.
And yes, I know what I said.
Man,
Anyways, what did you want to do, Ava?
I'm just gonna say, well, I got good news for you, buddy. We're just gonna keep heading higher up the mountain. We're never gonna meet again.
No, I want to meet again. Several times.
The trip up the mountain is quite a walk. You said you were looking for the phoenix, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yep. Can't remember why, but that's where we're going.
Eggs.
Oh!
This,
That was Linky.
this phoenix, I believe she has some trouble with the unicorn that lives at the base of the mountain. I often
Yep.
hear them fighting a lot at night. Happens to scare the people that I live with quite a bit, but what can you do?
When you live in a shoe.
We are gifted in diplomacy, I say, with a -1 in charisma.
It is quite a walk all the way up there. Would you like to take a break and I could prepare you something to eat before you go on your journey?
That'd be really nice, actually. Thank you.
I'm okay.
I realize I've kind of led you on a, how do you say it? A wild deer chase?
Close enough.
That's close enough.
Slinky just goes up and is like, I've been chasing last night.
I figured as much. Your smell doesn't leave much to the imagination.
Oh.
I imagine that Slinky would not smell that good. Yeah.
Mm.
He says it with love, though, like he's patting your head. Like, your smell doesn't leave much to the imagination.
Gotta leave soon, guys.
But at least he's not like, he doesn't smell like rotten meat and like some birds.
Yeah, some birds.
Like some
Because
birds.
I don't think he has
Stash.
he has 39 days worth of rations.
So anyways,
On the plus side, Stash is never gonna have to worry about going hungry. On the minus side, just about any civilized person is going to be frightened of him when they find out that he has human jerky.
And hobgoblin jerky now.
Some real variety here. Whip up some spices, he could start up his own little business.
anyways.
Yes. Sorry.
So-
you were saying-
Are you guys gonna take up this lovely bear man's offer?
Yes.
I will if we do it anywhere other than here.
Alright.
No, fuck. No, we're staying near the Alep, Ava. Don't fight it.
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
He's like,
literal.
wonderful. Follow me. And so he starts leading you guys out of the woods. Slinky can tell that it's back towards where the, like, cave area was. And the Alep is following close behind Dimitri the entire time, like, refusing to leave his side.
Nice.
Alright, I'm gonna put my hand in my belt pouch where my sword hilt is, and I'm just gonna hold on to it.
I'm gonna stab you.
You might have the blade, but I will do the stabbing.
Okay, we follow him then.
Yeah, so you guys follow him. You clear through the forest. It's getting to be, like, late, kind of, not morningish, it's more towards afternoon, actually. And so you follow him out into like the prairie upwards, and there's grass all around, and you can see the wolf is kind of like snoozing on the top of the house. The cat's nowhere to be found, and
Thank
he
God.
leads you to this like kind of mouth of a cavernous place that has like a door put into it, and he opens it and leads you inside, and you immediately are overwhelmed by the smell of baking goods.
Nice. Oh, that's right. It smelled like baked goods. I could barely remember that. I just remember the fucking cat attacking me.
So yeah,
Guys, I gotta go soon.
it's okay, Ava. We understand.
We understand. I'll probably, like...
Pass out.
No, I'm gonna keep drilling you for questions. For answers.
Our session ends at 9 anyway, so
I don't know what that means in my time, so good luck.
the next hour that rolls around. We've got less than half an hour.
I'm still wanna know answers, and I'm gonna stay here until I get them.
Alright. So, he leads you in, and it feels like a very homely environment. There's a few, like, mounted animal heads on the wall, and you can see, like, patches of black and white and green fur and pine needles, and, like, dead flowers that have been swept up and have been, like, thrown away. There's the occasional, like, speckle here or there. You smell overwhelming amounts of fruit and nuts and baked goods, and there's quite a bit of furniture around. It's all wooden furniture, but it's well made, and it's cozy, and it feels like a very nice homely environment. And there's a little like fire going. There's a hearth, and there's a little kitchen area that you can see from the entrance, and the hearth is going, and you can smell something baking in the hearth.
Basically, like Lysander and Z's house, but in a cave.
Smaller. Very much smaller. There's like tunnel areas that there's dugout leading to like private rooms. It's very much smaller.
Well, Alouette is 7 feet tall, so she's going to use her Firbolg magic to become a foot smaller and look like a person. A human, I mean.
Alright.
So it's easier to get around.
So, the bear man, like, the Alib goes and tries to sit in a chair, sinks halfway through it, but it's fine.
No.
And the man turns and looks back at you all, and he says, So, does anybody have a preference as to what kind of sweet they receive?
No, not really.
So Slinky will eat just about anything.
So he
Literally.
heads over to the hearth, and he's pulling out these good-looking cookies. They kind of have, like, they're colored for some reason. They're, like different colors. Like, they all look like basic, like, chocolate chip kind of cookies, but they all have different colors to them.
Oh, that's really cute.
And so he has, like, the 6 colors of the rainbow, and he, like, picks up one of each color and puts them on little plates and hands them out to everybody.
Slinky has never been happier in his life.
Cast detect disease, detect poison. I don't have that spell.
Oh, and it'd be incredibly rude.
Take a nice big bite, Alouette. That's how you can detect that shit.
I'll take a bite out of it.
You don't detect poison or disease, but you do detect a caramel filling.
You do detect deliciousness.
The cookies killed Ava before she could finish her sentence.
Just go ahead and perish. Oh my god, I just realized I have chocolate chips.
So Alouette proceeds to thank the bear man that you still don't know the name of. She breaks the cookies apart, sucks the caramel out of them, and then proceeds to pick all of the chocolate chips out individually and eats them separate from the rest of the cookie.
Okay, listen, she has a method. Just let it happen.
I mean, that's what I do. I pick all the chocolate chips out of my cookies and eat the bread, and then I eat the chips. Anyways.
I don't eat cookies.
So, nobody's gonna ask this man's name? Alright.
Oh,
you see
so,
Alexa.
Wouldn't like Tiny do it?
No, she's kind of been quiet this entire time because she's not sure what to think of it. All of the conflict kind of upset her. But you do see Alexa kind of go over to him and be like...
Slinky will curl up next to her a little bit.
Aw. You see Alexa float over to the bear man, and she's like, "So, you got a name, handsome?"
Oh my god.
And she's clearly flirting.
Do not ship.
I just
Hang
told
on.
my girlfriend that I was going to eat an entire bag of semi-sweet chocolate morsels, and she told me she would kill me if I did.
Well, then
A valid
Do it.
response. So, you see Alexa, like, trying to flirt with Dimitri. I mean, it goes over his head. Shit, I just
Oh,
spoiled
no.
it, but you see the man, like, turn to her a bit, and he, like, politely smiles and says, Dimitri.
baby number 2. Because baby number 1
Okay.
well, he's not sitting, but
Hold on. The kidnapper?
Yeah.
yeah.
Why have you been calling him baby? He works
It's-
on the dark web.
Oh, he's not.
Have
not
you?
a baby.
All right,
I mean,
Ava. One of these days, I'm gonna have to schedule like a role play between one of your characters and Dimitri, and you will see why Dimitri is a baby.
But also, I didn't really call him my baby up until now. That's not who the baby is. The baby is the suicidal ghost in the corner.
He captures
Why is
people.
your baby a suicidal ghost?
So, all right, Ava. So we have
It's-
clarity. Dimitri might be someone that kidnaps people on the deep web, and he might be working for Joseph. But think of it like this: if he wasn't working for Joseph, then those people would all be innocent people. Dimitri explicitly targets people that deserve to be tortured on the live stream. He's much more morally correct than Joseph is. Joseph would take anyone. Dimitri handpicks people looking to do bad things on the deep web.
I mean, okay, but
Moida is still Moida. Anyways, so he offers you cookies and tells you his name and puts a shirt on for once.
shut up, Gabe.
And he's just overall being a nice, courteous person.
He's so nice.
Anyone want to make conversation with him?
I have absolutely nothing to talk with this man about.
You don't.
The cookies are good.
Well, obviously there's an elephant in the room.
Alet's
Well-
hand is still on her sword, and she's
Elephant
not-
is a bit rude.
Elephant, elephant.
Did you just say elephant?
No, I said alouette.
No. Before that, you said there was an elephant in the room.
Yes, there's an
I don't
elephant in
call
the
Alouette
room.
that. That's not
An
nice.
elephant is a bit rude to call someone, but sure.
Jeez.
Elephant
I
in
never
the
thought
room
you
is a
said that.
saying. It means there's obviously tension because of a situation, and everybody knows what it is, but nobody's talking about it.
I know what I said.
You know, Gabe, I'm
You were
gonna
"No,
beat
no,
you up.
No, I think you don't.
I'm gonna beat you up. Anyways.
The cookies are good. That's Slinky, by the way.
Dimitri gives you, like, this soft, tender dad smile and says, "Thank you."
Oh my god, the father I never had. Lizard folk are communally raised, so no.
Well,
I never had a father. Or a
Dimitri's-
mother.
Alright. Anyways, so, let me just... Nope. Not that one. Let me get a Mick pick 2 here. Nope. Not that one. So, you guys eat your cookies.
Shouldn't we all be rolling con saves?
No, there's nothing in the cookies. If
I was
About-
talking. Oh, I was talking-
Aberration?
Now if
Stop calling him that.
That's what he is, Gabe.
don't let Dimitri hear you say that.
I already did call him that earlier.
Yeah, he didn't look happy about it
No,
either.
I only ever called it creature. I never called it an aberration, but that's what it is, Gabe. I'm sorry.
No. It's perfect. Precious.
You hear like the Alip kind of whisper something over to Dimitri, and it's really soft and like it's almost missable, but Dimitri catches it immediately and he walks over and he brings the Alip like a plate of cookies.
Oh no,
Can- Those
No, he can't.
No.
But it's the thought that counts. And Dimitri perks up suddenly and
a couple
says,
times now.
"Ah, where are my manners? This is my son, Ace.
Ace?
Ace."
Okay.
Nice.
And
You.
Does nobody have any questions about like the wolf or the cat or any of that?
No. I'm too
I thought
focused on this.
that the cat is just a cat that was really well trained.
The cat is a cat that was really well trained. Do you wanna
Yeah.
do you wanna inquire about that? Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
So really look natural. What is it?
The cat?
Yeah, the wolf.
Oh.
Looked like it was growing plants.
Oh. Yeah, I've told him to cut them down a few times, but he insists that they're there for his survival. Don't mind them too much. He likes to, he kind of has some control over the forest. He spent most of his life here. As a... I'd call him in, but I think he's busy photosynthesizing, or whatever it's called. Don't mind him.
Wolf can photosynthesize?
Yes, he's sort of half plant, half animal. At least that is how he's explained it to me.
You think I can go back and grab that pot? That was said to herself, not to anyone else.
Hang on, let me just... Orissa heard you. And you can hear her faintly mutter, "How am I supposed to get above... How is it that I am supposed to get above the law if I can't get a little high?"
That's my thoughts exactly.
My god.
Hot. And so the bear man, Dimitri, grabs your attention and he's like, "That's simply just Mike. If you see him around, don't pay him any mind. He's just patrolling."
Okay.
On the other hand, he taps his chin and he looks to you with like a sheepish kind of look and he's like, I assume you're familiar with the cat."
Yeah, he tried to
Slinky
attack
goes
me.
like, he tried to kill me last night.
He what?
He tried to what?
Kill me.
I think I'm going to have another talk with Joseph then.
Talk. Oh, wait, Joseph?
Yeah, his name is Joseph. He's a few screws loose, but honestly, he makes some good coffee. He's a good artist. He has a troubled life.
The cat's name is Joseph. Bear's name is Dimitri. Mike.
Yes.
Amanda, you absolute furry.
Ava, you're literally the last one.
Wow. A furry trying to call me out as a furry. Imagine that.
Who better to do exactly that? Who better to make fun of a furry than another furry? Anyone who isn't a furry that tries to make fun of furries doesn't really know what they're talking about because they don't know how bad it is.
Wow. Is the DM about to get called out by the by the bitch who could not move her wrist during Tattletale? Is that how it's gonna be?
Oh, I couldn't move your wrist during Tattletale because your phone, not phone, your mouse was totally screwed.
The bitch that thought Tattletale was a phone game.
Tattletale is terrifying, okay? That shit was scary.
We hid on top of a washing machine for an hour. You have no room to talk.
Enjoy that at all.
Anyways, so Dimitri's explaining about the wolf and the cat, and who better to walk in than the cat?
Motherfucker, I hate him.
You hear the door rattle, and you just hear...
Oh my god, he's too dumb to open the door.
You hear clawing until Dimitri goes over, and when it opens, you see a guy. He's kind of dressed in like this thinnish white cloth, and he's got a mask on, and it's clearly painted with blood. And he's rubbing his head, and he's just like, ugh.
Joseph killed her before she could finish her sentence.
So good for this family.
Did he say? I couldn't hear it.
Anyway, yeah, he just groaned, and Dimitri
Oh.
was like, "What did you think you were doing, attacking innocent strangers?" And you just hear Joe like, He doesn't have anything to say for himself. Instead, you just
Doesn't
watch as he tears ass down one of the tunnels towards his room.
Nope.
Right, so we have lawful neutral, chaotic neutral. I wonder what Mike is.
He's true neutral, I guess.
You kind of
And
see
Philip
a
is more
guy.
like chaotic evil.
You see a guy in like green robes and a green hood, and for some reason a skirt come in, and he's kind of like looking around, like, why the fuck did he just run in here like that? What the fuck?
What?
Why the fuck did he just run in here like that?
Oh, he's high.
Damn, that's a change. Normally I'm the one that's high, and you see like he's got one of the leaves in his hand, and it's like half burned.
Did you just burn it with magic?
Yeah.
No, you don't burn the leaves. That's not how it works. Did I ever tell you guys that my uncle eats the leaves?
Oh.
Speaking of eating the leaves, ironically, that's literally what you watch as Mike just shoves one of the half-burned leaves in his mouth.
What's Ace doing during all of this?
Ace is just kind of like neutrally just trying to like eat his cookies. He can't lift them, so it's a struggle. But he's trying.
I'm
He's
going to go
always
ahead
crying.
And make this. I'm gonna go ahead and make this canon. Alouette has smoked before, and she is totally confused with what is going on right now.
Remember when you were praying to your god and and all during
Where are you
setup
going
we
with
thought
this?
you were gonna light up.
Go to a secluded corner of the library and just light up. She's done that before.
So anyways, Dimitri apologizes for Joseph's behavior, and Mike kind of interjects like, yeah, he can't find his beans anymore.
What?
What?
His beans.
Beans.
He's fucking high, forget it.
Well, normally Joe goes out and he looks for like these little cute red and green berries. You bite into them and they're super sweet, and in the middle of them they've got seeds. He likes to take the seeds and grind them up, boil them in water, and then drink it. Says it's really good, but he's bouncing off the walls afterwards.
Oh, coffee.
Oh, coffee.
Ava, the coffee addict, didn't know what coffee was.
No,
Hey, to be fair.
That was described in the weirdest fucking.
Lately, he hasn't been able to find any of the fruits or the beans. We think
Can't
it might
you
be
grow
because
them?
of that fucking phoenix up at the top of the mountain.
Can't you grow them?
Changing the climate.
I could, if I had some growing on me. And he kind of like lifts his hood over his body, and you see that there's like grass and flowers growing on his back.
I mean, that he has growing somewhere on his body.
What?
Answer me, Amanda.
What?
Does that mean that he has pot growing somewhere on his body?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him?
I'm not asking him that.
I bet it's right on his dick.
Well, no, I can't say that. I gotta bullshit
You game. For the best.
You can't silence me forever.
Anyways. Yeah, we've been trying to get that phoenix to stop burning shit for months.
Well,
take a crack at it?
Weren't you guys on your way up there?
Yes, that's exactly why we're here, actually.
Oh.
When you say crack at it, it sounds like crack
addict.
Oh my god. What is it with you and hearing cocaine and crack in everything I say, game?
My turtle just woke up. She's tired of this shit. Anyways, so Mike looks at you and says, "Yeah, good luck with that. That damn bitch doesn't listen to anybody."
We can kill her.
See if she listens. No, never mind. I have no spells that would work against a phoenix.
She just does it to fuel her ego. Good joke.
Well, I guess we could always just try talking to her, but...
Hey, it's your funeral. I'm not getting involved. But hey, if you do manage to come back, hit me up. I'll have some berries for you or something.
Some what?
I'll have some berries for you or something. Might go digging around through Joe's scrap pile and see what he's got down there. Guy collects just about everything he comes across. Says it all gives him inspiration for art.
I guess we're gonna be on our way then, back to the...
No, I want to stay.
Are you just gonna end the adventure here and just live with them for the rest of your life?
I'll probably go insane. Yeah.
We would. So, let's just make our way back up the mountain, take a stop by the shrine to pick up those plants he made grow earlier.
I'm seriously gonna light off.
Is Alouette, like, explaining this to the party?
No, she's saying this to herself, or thinking this to herself. And she's like, I guess we should be back on our way towards the shrine, guys. The phoenix. The phoenix.
Can I? No, that's such a bad idea.
So, you guys wish goodbye to Dimitri, and he tells you you guys are welcome to come back anytime. And,
I don't wanna go.
You guys realize that Alexa did not follow you.
What?
Oh.
Alexa kind of, like, lands down. She's like, "Hey, where you guys been all this time? I was harvesting all those plants he made grow. I thought they were so cool."
You don't want those.
Can we take Ace to the Phoenix and let him take care of it?
No.
Please.
Dimitri will not let you take Ace anywhere.
It'd be so much easier, though.
No. So anyways, Alexa's like, "Hey, anybody want some of these plants? I've got tons of them."
Sure. Do you, real quick, do you know what these are?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I do. They're medicinal herbs.
Sure. That's in character, by the way. That cracked Alouette up. He's like, medicinal? Okay, or not. Are you joking?
No. You see what you do is, you take the oil from the stems, and you kind of just dilute it just a slight with water, and when you put it on injuries, it helps them recover much, much faster.
I got an alternate method for you. You want me to show you? I learned this back in my hometown.
Orissa's like watching the entire time. She got some leaves too.
So, what you do is, I've got some parchment here, some old parchment. It's thin, so we can just pull it, cut it into strips. So now that it's cut into strips, and Alouette is going to casually teach both Alexa, Orissa, and presumably Slinky how to roll a blunt.
We're smoking weed in D&D.
Teach Mike too, because I don't think he knows.
Mike knows. Mike just prefers to eat them.
Oh, great.
You fucking barbarian.
I can imagine Dimitri just like covering Ace's eyes and. Don't.
We're outside the house.
Y'all are already outside the house. So yeah, so y'all blaze it up and then proceed up the mountain.
No, my baby. I didn't say goodbye to my baby. Will I see him again?
Sounds like 3 people actually high in a Discord call. We've got the babbler, the man the woman who's trying to decipher this shit, the man who's babbling about the lost child, and the person that's trying to stay calm through this whole trip.
Can I use my sunblade to light mine?
No, you've already used one. You can't use one until you're going to take your long rest. You may blaze twice a day.
No. When I did blaze it, I want to light it with my sunblade.
Alright, you can light it with your sunblade.
That's the most important thing that sunblade has done since I got it. It has done nothing else.
While under the influence of marijuana, you guys get a +3 to any charisma rolls you have to make, but you get a -1 to intelligence. You get a +3 to charisma, a +1 to con saves, but you have a -1 to strength and a -2 to intelligence.
It'd be a minus. I don't think it would affect strength.
You don't have to make wisdom checks. You don't have to make wisdom checks on weed.
Okay, so it's a +3 to charisma. And my -1. Does that mean my -1 has become a +2?
Yes.
That's a +2. And my
Only when you're on marijuana.
understand. So Constitution is now +3.
Your con is +2.
+2 on top of what I have.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have
so
+5 Constitution.
4 to
Oh my
Constitution.
god.
And you said it was a
Wait,
minus
it's like
one
actually. What's Tiny doing?
Tiny's kind of like, I don't understand what's going on.
I'm just gonna put a hand on Tiny's head and say, you really don't need any of this.
Anyways.
-1 to intelligence.
Will I see my
right?
baby
-1
again
to
before the
intelligence.
campaign?
You don't have to make wisdom saves.
Will I ever see my baby again before the campaign is over?
Maybe.
Please.
You may
Alright.
smoke marijuana twice a day.
That is about the best way we could have ended this session.
Hang on, wait, there's more effects to marijuana.
What?
You have a disadvantage on attacks.
What? All of
Because you're high, damn it!
Alright, well, we're only doing this for diplomacy anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if that's
Here's how you diplomaticize.
I'm just gonna be like, alright, so this is a phoenix, right?
Yeah, you're just gonna hand her a
Offer-
blunt.
We're gonna light up with the phoenix. Anyways, I have to go.
You have 10 blunts of marijuana. I can't believe.
Bye.
Bye, Ava. This session is over.
Oh, Oppy, wait.
No.